What's up everyone, Master Fox here today. It feels like a long time since I did my last video, since I did most of the UA videos in advance. And it looks like our UA week has come to an end. And so here we have a new video today, and we'll be discussing psi-blocker. This is one of the breakout cards that we've seen recently in a couple of events. I saw it being used a lot in side decks at several of past events. And the one that sticks out in my mind is a while back, but I think it's still relevant. It is when Jackie Bernal was using it at ARG Las Vegas in her Magispector Magician deck. I think that going forward, with lockdown cards like Dominion seeing heavy play alongside other Floodgate cards, namely the two Fiends, Vanity's Fiend and Majesty Fiend, and then a plethora of other Floodgate traps, I think this card has a lot of potential. A card like psi-blocker will be crucial to decks that have a set strategy that they need to enact. And psi-blocker will be able to be there to cancel anything that gets in their way, allowing you to make the plays that you need to and break through the board. Otherwise, it's really hard to get through some of these floodgates for certain deck types. The Fiends are a big problem for decks that can't out them right away, and that's a reason why a lot of decks still need to run Raigeki and Dark Hole just to out the Fiends. But Raigeki and Dark Hole don't necessarily get you out of Floodgate trap cards, so that's a big problem. It requires you to run both Dark Hole as well as something like Twin Twisters to get you out of the back row floodgates and then the front row floodgates. Whereas a big advantage with psi-blocker is the fact that it can out any type of floodgate. It's very, very versatile. The fact that the card is more versatile and less susceptible to reactive removal than something like Prohibition makes it simply better than these other cards. Prohibition can be hit by things like MST and Twin Twisters before you can get much use out of it, and there's little that can be done to psi-blocker on your own turn, seeing as few people actually run reactive traps these days, so psi-blocker is much safer. Plus, psi-blocker can declare a different card each turn if you haven't noticed, effectively being able to adapt to whatever your opponent may do if you can keep him alive turn after turn, although that is pretty hard to do. Additionally, for pendulum decks that use him, he can actually be pendulum summoned, which is a nice note, since all in all, this card is very good against a plethora of decks that rely on a certain card to be on the field. You can even use him against cards like March of the Monarchs to make your opponent's Monarchs cards targetable so that you can use something along the lines of your Mermails and pitching Atlanteans to pop the Monarchs on the field, or anything like that, just basically shutting down some of their protection so that you can break their board in just that single instance using psi-blocker to get through. So psi-blocker has a lot of these niche uses, although it's so versatile that it can be used in a huge number of situations. Seeing as there are so many decks that rely on specific effects of face-up cards nowadays, that psi-blocker offers a lot of potential there. All in all, I think that the card is a fantastic side deck card, and with astute calls on its effect, you can in essence shut down almost any deck you face, as every single deck in the meta now has a key card or two that is the lifeblood of their entire deck. Things like Adea or Pantheism on the first turn against Monarchs, for example, would be a very, very strong play, or calling E-Teleport versus Cosmo would be pretty good too. I find this card overall to have extreme versatility, and for that alone, I can easily recommend it to find its way into nearly any side deck. No matter what deck you're playing, psi-blocker can help you, unless your deck is super reliant on the normal summon. The major drawback to psi-blocker is that it requires you to invest your normal summon into it instead of your actual plays. But for decks that can afford to spare the normal summon into their psi-blocker, I think psi-blocker makes for a very, very solid side deck card, if not main decked in some sort of anti-meta style decks. So that's pretty much it for this video. Tell me what you guys think about this deck tech. Leave your comments in the comments section below, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you.